What if I told you that we all carry the powers within ourselves to unlock the skills of doing a perfect public speech? We do. There's a variety of them, and they're called nonverbal skills. From 10 of them, I will be going over the power of eye contact. I would explain what it is, why it is important, bad forms of the eye contact that we do, why we try to avoid it so much, and what is the appropriate way to unlock that powerful skill. Nonverbal skills can be composed of the tone, the pitch of your voice, the volume of your voice. It also goes with your body posture, hand gestures, and facial expressions. It also goes by appearance and by my attire. But the power I'm going to be going into specific detail is eye contact. So eye contact is very important because you are engaging or connecting with one other's eyes. It opens up pretty much a way of confidence, honesty, respectfulness, and trust. And you're also giving your undivided attention. We use eye contact from when we're born up until our very last day. You can use it at home, when you're with friends, at work, or even at a public speech presentation. Eye contact shows that you're giving attention to the person speaking to you. Whether you're listening or when you're speaking, you're engaging with that person. You're giving your undivided attention, and when you're speaking, you're receiving it back. It helps your audience, whoever it may be, whether it's friends, your family, co-workers, or even patients you work with. It gives them that open way to show they can trust in what you're saying. They feel that connection with you. We do use it on everyday lives. I am a nurse, so I speak to patients every day. When I speak with them, I give them my undivided attention. And when I'm speaking to them about medical advice or medical attention, then they know my eye contact with them, I'm engaging, that they're able to full on listen to me and take my compassion and what I love to do, and they don't take it for granted. If I were to just listen, if I were to talk to them rolling my eyes in my arms like this, or not giving full on eye contact with them, they wouldn't take my speaking, they wouldn't take it, I guess, credible. They think I'm just full of it pretty much, because they don't see my body engaging what I'm speaking with. It's not conveying the same message I'm speaking about. So when you are doing any kind of speech to anybody, when you're speaking to them or making eye contact, you're creating a rapport with your audience. You want to make that connection with them, regardless of what it is, because you want them to believe everything you are saying, what you're saying, is also conveyed in your eyes. Author Deepika Phutela, she states that you can read a person's emotions through their eyes. And it's true, you really can. Growing up, you see, if you were to get in trouble by your parents, they give you that eye look, you know right there and then to behave from them. You can read it in their eyes. You can tell when somebody's sad in their eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. So you can tell, and that's why it's very important when you're doing a public speech or you're presenting, you have to engage with your audience. And also when you are engaging with them in eye contact, you're also allowing an open door for them to give feedback. If they're interested in what you're saying, you'll be getting nods from them, smiles. You'll be getting a feedback saying you're doing great. Because if you didn't have eye contact with them, you'll be able to tell if they're interested or not interested in your speech. So, now that we talked about the power of eye contact, there's also other gimmicks that we've been introduced to that can help us when we present. Two of those gimmicks I've even heard about are you stare at the back wall. They give you this advice so your anxiety doesn't reach you when you're impersonating to do eye contact with your audience. So instead of fully directly looking at them, you're looking over them. You are pretending that you're making eye contact with them, but in reality you're not. This is trying to perceive the reality of doing eye contact, but you're not. And also another one is looking at the forehead. So because of your anxiety or because of your fear of public speaking or your shyness, you decide to look at them at the forehead or over the head in order to assume that you're looking at them in the eyes. You can't fool the audience, because if you don't make eye contact with them, you're not engaging your audience. You're not making that connection to bring them into your speech. Other two ways are you scan through the audience. You look around really quick, don't make eye contact with anybody, but that's just a way for you to or pretend that you're actually making contact with them, but you're really more focused on delivering your speech instead of actually connecting with the audience, instead of conversating with them. You're just trying to finish your speech and be done with it. But and another one, which I believe Greg Darbus, the author of Public Speaking 101, he stated that these are different forms that people do, and it's developed by coping mechanisms that we developed throughout our years of high school. We might get embarrassed, we're shy, and this is presented through our speech. It's not always right, but this is coping mechanisms we developed through our ages in school. But there's a way of breaking them. You don't have to stick to these habits. Again, why speakers or any individual, they avoid eye contact is social anxiety. Maybe we get embarrassed, we're shy, we don't want to make eye contact because then we know that it's engaged. Once you lock eyes, you know the focus is on you. And maybe you don't want that attention. Maybe you're not used to it. That's an example of why people avoid eye contact. Another one is the fear of public speaking. A majority of people, about 99% of the people, are scared of public speaking. They're too scared to face the audience because you don't know what you're going to get back. You think you're going to get negative thoughts about you. The judgment is what plays in the middle of you not being able to deliver your full-on speech. And also the lack of knowledge or skills on how to engage in eye contact with your audience won't make your audience engage with you. It will demonstrate that your audience is lack of interest if you're not engaging with them. And then the lack of interest, or when you don't make eye contact, by author Deepika Phutela, she also states that it shows a distrust. There's lack of interest. There's nothing there anymore. So if you don't have eye contact with your audience, whoever that may be, you're losing that focus between you guys. And you don't want that. You want your audience to be able to be engaged, giving the feedback that you're doing a good job by their face, by their nonverbal cues. So by the way you can improve or unleash that power of eye contact is pretty much when you're talking, you direct one idea to one person. You don't ramble on in between individuals. You want to complete a sentence or a phrase to that, quoted by author Greg Darbus. You want to make sure whatever you're saying at that moment is just that one person, that person feels it. You want to make that connection through with them. And right after you engage the next person, you make it a natural gaze, so it's not you're looking. You want it to be natural throughout the whole way. And again, if you treat your audience the way you treat a family member or friend in a more formal way, you're having a natural conversation with them. You want to be able to engage with them, get feedback, so it goes on both sides. And again, practice is essential. You need to practice in order to get the full eye contact through. You're not going to get it down in one take. You need to keep practicing and see where you're doing wrong, if you're doing any of those bad habits or bad forms of eye contact. But practice makes perfect. So keep on practicing and you will be able to unlock that power of eye contact. Thank you and have a good day.